a virus. It canceling events. Like, how do you think as a fighter, how do you think a fighter deals with that depression, anxieties from what's going on right now?
I think depression is a mental state. You
Mm,
know what I mean? I think every boxer should be um, mentally strong. Because fighting is something that is not chosen by the average person. You know what I mean?
mm,
So I think a boxer, person that becomes a boxer is already mentally strong enough to face anything through adversity. So
mm.
I think it's all a mental state. I think when you find yourself low in that mental state, you find something else to boost that mental state.
I,
Sometimes find some other activity to kind of boost your spirits in those hard times. You know what I mean? And I understand it because boxing is a tough sport, man.
yeah.
So I understand it.
There you go. More than ever, what you just said, boxing not an easy sport, and any fighter that gets in it, you guys risk your lives. Like literally, you
Hmm.
guys put everything on the line. You guys not even sure that after the fight, you guys are gonna make it even healthy. You know what I'm saying? So props to
Right.
you and everybody out there that's in the game. Just in terms of boxing being on hold, right? There's a lot of talks about the state of Florida classifying the WWE, which is just a sports entertainment, as essential business. Are you in favor of maybe like the promoters, like let's say for example you're with PPC, talking to the governor of the state of Florida, saying, you know what, could you have boxing as an essential business? Are you okay with that to fight? Let's say if Florida is allowing boxing with no audience.
I mean, me, man. I'm a fighter at heart, so I'll fight somebody in the bathroom. You know what I mean? I started off fighting like that. So I think I think whatever way for these fighters to kind of continue to provide for their families.
Yeah.
I don't think the TV ratings or anything matter at this moment in time. So if Florida would provide something like that, I think it's cool. I think it's dope. I think it takes us back to winship fighting, to middle school fighting, to high school fighting when people just went to the bathroom to go get it on. So I think it's cool, man. I think it's dope. Um, I think it's dope, to be honest.
Yeah, and you mentioned about ratings. I think since everybody's home, I think it would be good for ratings because anybody that loves boxing are going to be
Well, watch
home and
it.
got nothing else to do.
For sure, for sure.
There you
That's for
go.
sure.
One thing, I had a couple of people like other social media pages that always make debate, especially right now. Everybody has nothing else to do but just debate, debate, debate.
Mm-hmm.
And people were talking about, oh, what's the impact of, no audience? Some fighters have more fans than others and whatnot. And then people were talking about who deserve trilogies and not, right? So between like,
Who does what?
they were debating who deserves like trilogy rematches, right?
Oh, okay, okay.
So they were comparing like Ruiz and Joshua and Wilder and Fury, and there was, oh no, I'm sorry, Triple G and Canelo. They were saying, well, Ruiz don't deserve a rematch because the second fight wasn't competitive. He didn't win not even one round.
Mm-hmm.
Triple G and Canelo, they're saying, yeah, because it was competitive. Yeah, Triple G. Everybody thought Triple G won the first fight.
Mm-hmm.
Canelo won the second fight. So then for me, I
Mm-hmm.
was like, if we're gonna make the argument, I was like, then Tony Harrison definitely deserves a rematch, and the fans should demand him and Charlo because it was
Mm-hmm.
competitive. Even
Right,
if things didn't go your way, it
right.
was like it was very competitive until the very end. So nobody can
Mm-hmm.
say, oh, Harrison got dominated. No, it was a close fight. You know.
Yeah.
And my question to you was, the sport of boxing, we see a lot of politics going on. Judges sometimes fuck up, as we say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do
Mm-hmm.
you think with no fans, it would better the judging scores, like in the way they're judging, because the impact of the fans won't be in the arena? What do you say to that?
I think the referee's eyes is the referee's eyes. I don't think it
Mm,
has nothing to do with their ears. You know what I mean? I think
mm,
I think I think boxing is the only sport that wins and losses comes from people's opinions. You know what I
mm.
mean? So you got whatever judge is on every side of the ring. That's their opinion. Whoever their opinion is won the fight. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
everything is opinionated. So you always gonna have that because nobody's the same. Nobody thinks the same. Nobody eyes look at stuff the same. So you always gonna have that, man, in boxing. So
Mm.
that's something you will never get rid of.
Oh, okay. So it's just gonna be there no matter what. Then I get what
Yeah,
you're
yeah, yeah,
saying.
because it's opinionated. It's opinionated. I mean, I get four people. I can get four people right now to say what color is that tree. Some people gonna say dark brown. Some people gonna say tannish brown. You know what I mean? That's how it's gonna be. Just opinionated. You know what I mean? It's
mm.
not the NBA. It's not the NFL. The wins losses comes from people's opinions. You know
I,
what I
f-
mean? So.
I feel you. I still remember the time we met in Vegas. I don't know if you remember, but we met after the fight with the Wilder and Fury,
Hmm.
and I was still like speechless what happened, and I don't know how you had it in terms of the outcome of the fight, how you predicted it, but it was just crazy results and good for boxing because it's good to have two different worlds, U.S. and the British come together and just have a great spectacle, and hopefully one day you get that chance too in a grand stage. Just in a perspective of giving advice to one of our brothers, Deontay Wilder, in terms of getting his first defeat. What kind of words of advice would you give Deontay Wilder going through a tough time? Recently just going through a loss with Tyson Fury.
He don't need words of advice, man.
Okay.
He's one of the baddest fighters in the world, man. He don't need
Mm,
no advice from me.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All he need to do is find a way to boost his spirits, check out his tapes, figure out where he went wrong, figure out where his body went wrong, and capitalize on it. He'd be all right.
Yeah.
He was 40, what was he, 40-0 and 41 and 0, 40 knockouts.
Yeah.
God, can you get that man some advice?
Yeah.
He don't need no damn advice. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? He did knock 40 motherfuckers out. Man, he don't need no advice
Yeah.
from nobody.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know what I'm saying?
no, I feel you. The reason why I ask is because there's this, like I said, some fighters take defeat worse than others. And there's a perfect example, right? Some fighters take a loss, but they don't. They better themselves and they don't let that loss define them. You guys keep going.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like yourself, you became the WBC champion of the world. You
Man,
did it for Detroit, and you still continue to build your legacy. That's what I'm saying. Like
yeah.
one loss didn't
I'm
define you.
This what I'm saying. I'm saying you could tell by the demeanor and by the actions and the power of the person. That person don't need no advice. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? The way Deontay speaks, um, just in general, and the powerful words he said. That man stand for everything he stand for. You know what I mean?
mm,
Boxing don't define what that man do, how that man live, and how that man walk and talk.
yeah.
So those are the people. Those are the people you don't got to get no advice to. They
I
know what
feel
they
you.
need to do. I'm a guy that you don't got to get no. No, I don't need no advice.
I
You
feel
know what
you.
I'm saying? Like when a guy stand on principles, how they stand on principles, you can tell by the demeanor, the way he talks. He don't need no advice. He know what to do from here.
There you go. Strong. That's a great point, champ. Let's talk about your division. 54 is the hottest division in boxing right now. Like I said, there's a lot
Yeah.
of people in the mix. Yourself, you have Lubin, Lara, Charlo. You have this Rosario, J Rock. I seen a tweet yesterday. Erickson Lubin was already calling you out. And you guys are both currently with PBC. How realistic is that fight? When things get back to normal, which route are you going? Like, I mean, if you can tell us.
Uh, how realistic is it? It's very realistic. I think
Mm,
a fight with anybody in the 54 for me is just very realistic. I'm just a fighter at heart. Um, the probability of it happening for me, I don't feel like I get nothing from that. I don't feel like I gain from fighting a guy like Lubin coming off of me being the WBC champion of the world. If I had some kind of gain to fight that guy, I swear I would fight him easily.
yeah.
You know what I mean? For me, I'm if I can't get the Charlo rematch or Rosario is going a separate way, or Castano won't do it, or Lara won't do it,
Yeah.
it's probably it's not nothing in it for me no more. You know what I mean? Like if the guys at the top of the top won't do it for me no more, there's nothing in it for me no more.
There you
You
go.
know what I
Wait.
mean? When I signed up, I wanted to be the best. Being the best is fighting the best. I took a couple losses and had to go all the way back to the bottom and rebuild and fight these kind of guys over and over and over again. I became world champion. That was a dream in itself. That was a accomplishment in itself. And now I'm like, I want the biggest, baddest, toughest guys. You know what I mean? So if I can't get
Yeah.
a Charlo rematch or a Hurd or somebody that's just a J Rock or somebody that it's not like these fighters don't even get me hard no more. Some of these fighters won't even get me up to even
Like
mentally
train.
to even go as hard as I know I'm supposed to go. Lock in as much as I'm supposed to lock in. Some of these fighters won't do it for me. Erickson Lubin just wouldn't do it for me right now.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if anybody actually did, but how surprised were you? Just your reaction overall when Jason Rosario defeated J Rock this year? Like, you really thought that, in your perspective, you think that was an upset or it was coming?
I mean, it was definitely an upset. You know, J Rock was the unified champion of the world. You know, so it's definitely an upset. But once again, when you got a division like this, it's not the last time that you're gonna hear upset. It's not the last time you're gonna see belts exchange. Everybody's competitive, man. Everybody's competitive. Everybody can fight. It's just about who night it is. You know what I mean? So everybody's competitive, man. Everybody can fight. Rosario was a guy that if I was in J Rock position, I would have never fought. You know what I mean? So, Rosario capitalized. You know what I mean? J Rock could be back on top. He could fight.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you too yesterday. Well, 2 days ago maybe, and it's been trending and buzzing, right? Crawford and Jermell, who you fought, they were going at it. They're talking about them at 54. Bob Arum did an interview with Boxing Boys, and he's saying that he's down for that fight. Is that too much? Is that too dangerous for Bud? Like in terms of because he's not naturally a 154 like you guys. So for him to fight a Charlo, like you think that's a recipe for disaster. In other words, for Crawford in a physical aspect, because he's not naturally a 54 fighter.
No, I don't. I think Terence Crawford got everything. Terence Crawford got all the tools, man. He's just a phenomenal fighter. If when you pick and like when you're a boxer, you got to be a student too. You know, so when you're a student and you look at the fight with me and Charlo, then you see how much I pushed him back. You see that he's not that dominant guy that you all seen or heard from or presented to tell yourself he is. You know what I mean? And Crawford seen that. Seen that. Oh man, this guy ain't really what they think he is. The world think he is. He's not physically that strong. He's been pushed back the whole fight. And as far as boxing skills from the outside, he won't beat Crawford. So I think that's a good fight for Crawford.
So that's a fight you would love to see at 54 if it's not you and Charlo. Okay, him.
I mean, I love to see any competitive fight.
Okay.
Charlo can fight. Charlo is talented himself. You know what I mean? But when it comes down to skill, it's Terence Crawford is like top of the line. He's top of the line, and Jermell Charlo been, like I said, kudos to him, man. He been you put him in front of me, he been finding ways to win. So I think it's an extremely good fight for the world for boxing. But I think Terence Crawford wins that easy.
Okay, and just asking you this because I don't know if anybody actually does either, but have you ever contemplated like 160 if the money's right and the fight is right and if there's a title on the line? Have you ever like seen yourself like, you know what, maybe next year or two I'll dare to be great and go 160 even?
You know what? To be honest, man, that's the only thing that gets me up nowadays. It's gotta be me daring to be great. You know what I mean? It's not me being just fighting just to fight no more. I'm just daring to be great. You know what I mean? And if 160 is it, and if the right fight is after that 160, I move to 160 easy. And I just got to be something that'll get me up mentally. At this point, boxing. I've been boxing since I was 5, man. I've been running 5 miles a day since I was like 5 years old, man. So now everything is just like it's like dying down for me. You know what I'm saying? There's got to be that'll sharpen my shit back up like that, like that'll turn the light bulb back on. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So it's just for me, it's just like it's got to be somebody that'll do something for me.
Yeah. The ones at 35, Devin Haney wants to run it back with Lomachenko. For him to go to 26 and 35, like that's a lot for him.
That's a big jump.
That's a big respect for him because if he gets the job done at 35, like that'd be dope. And then even that fight, Russell versus Devin Haney, I think that's a great fight for the boxing fans.
I think Gary Russell, man, I think Gary Russell been a dog for I don't know how long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like everything about him too, man. Like all these guys that we talk about, man, like they walk with a certain demeanor that you gotta respect it.
Yeah,
you gotta respect them. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta like it, but you gotta respect it. You know what I'm saying? And those are the kind of guys I like. I like those. I like Gary Russell. I like those guys, man. And but once again, we talk about physical attributes.
Yeah.
I think he will be one of the shorter guys at 135. So definitely one of the fastest. But when it comes down to attributes, and you go against a guy like Devin Haney who got the size, the length, the speed, and know how to use it, I think he had problems.
Okay, that's tough. What I want to ask you too about Tank versus Leo. I think they was talking about making that fight happening too when things come back. Yeah, you got Leo. You said?
No. I just talking about Leo. Austin Powers.
Yeah, who you got in that fight? Santa Cruz and Tank.
Santa Cruz and I'm gonna go. I mean, that's a tough fight, man. That's a tough fight. But Tank is like all these guys you naming, man. They're dogs, man. They dogs in the inside. You know what I mean? Like Gary Russell, Tank. Those guys are dogs in the inside. You know what I mean? Like so you can't take that away from that dog. You can take that boy to the vet. You can take him to the junkyard. Them dogs, they a dog still gonna be a dog, man. He a dog. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I just come from a way like when you done beat so much out of life, it's just hard to beat that guy in the ring. You know what I mean? Some of these guys just hard to beat in the ring because they didn't beat life. Like Gary Russell in Baltimore. Tank in Baltimore. Gary Russell in DC. Like somebody like me in Detroit. Like we done been through some tough times, man. So you can't beat me out of life. You know what I mean? So a dog gonna be a dog, man. But these are like when you talking about turning the sport around, these are the kind of fights that need to happen. And let me tell you one thing: boxing is it's easy to make these kind of fights. All you have to do is get two guys ready to say, "I want to do it." It's easy to make these fights, man. These fights are easy to make when two guys say they want to do it. Promoters will make it happen, and it'll be done. But these are the kind of fights in order to get the general public back involved. You got to make these fights happen.
Yeah, as you say, that every fighter wants to strive for greatness, huh?
Yeah, and then these fights are easy. These fights are easy to make, man. These like when you got a guy that want to fight somebody, you got another guy that want to fight somebody. I'll meet you in the bathroom. Meet me in the bathroom at lunchtime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fights are easy. I could throw some of these fights.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're easy to happen. They're easy to make, man. When you got two guys that want to fight each other, they're easy to make. It's not hard to make at all.
Yeah, you still think the biggest super fight that could be made is Spence and Crawford down the road?
I think you got a lot of super fights that could be made. I think Spencer Crawford is a super fight. I think Lomo and Tank is a super fight. I think me and Charlo again is another super fight. So I think got a lot of good fights that can happen, man. And you got a lot of young dogs that's coming up too. And me being older, man, when I get out of the game, man, I'm telling you, man, you're gonna see me around a lot of these young dogs because I like these young bulls.
Yeah. So do you ever see yourself like? I mean, you talk about getting involved after the sport. Do you ever see yourself being like a head coach and like you said, leading the next generation, or what do you see yourself outside of like once it's all over in terms of boxing?
Well, I already got a boxing team of 30 kids. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I'm already doing that, man. But for me, I don't think I get gratification out of making a world champion. I get gratification out of getting these guys off the streets of Detroit and turning these guys into, and hopefully some of these guys turning into a profession. But just helping these guys fight out of Detroit is the goal for me. And one thing that don't stop is kids. People keep having kids, so it's always another wave of kids for me to train. So I don't think I ever step into being a professional coach, but just giving my insight if I can to professional guys when I can, I definitely do that. But being a head coach is tough. You know what I mean? Not only tough time wise, but these fighters, man, nowadays they don't believe in shit. They'll leave you quicker than they got you. You know what I mean? Like the next person is selling them a dream and they be like, okay, well, I'm going with this guy. Next person is telling me, oh, I'm going with this guy. These guys hopping around more than a fucking freak bitch on the street. You know what I'm saying? Like it's too shaky, man. And I'm not putting my time into somebody that can instantly just get up at any moment at any time and leave. You know what I'm saying? Boxing is a marathon. These guys sprint.
Yeah, correct. Once things get back to normal, like how many times would you like to fight the end of this year if